Up.
Greetings, Starfighters! Welcome to Mad Science Films. I'm James Plumb, filmmaker, sexual astronaut, and as ever, I'm joined by my considerate co-host.
Oh, considerate, I like. James Morrissey, filmmaker, South Wales. What's up? One half of the Mad Science team, a.k.a. the man with no name, or no nickname, I should say. I have a name, just no nickname.
If you're in the UK and a Prime Video member, please check out our fourth feature film for free. Just search for Little Monster or click on the link in the show notes below. I'll say that again clearly. The link in the show notes below. Sorry, guys, it was a late night last night. On this show, we're campaigning for a forgotten masterpiece of genre cinema to be given the beautiful Blu Ray treatment. And this week is James M's choice. James, what are you bestowing upon our eyeballs?
Oh, here we go. This is a first time for me for this film. We're gonna be reviewing My Mum's a Werewolf. After being bitten by a mysterious pet shop owner, housewife Leslie begins a gruesome transformation into a werewolf. Her only hope is a young daughter, Jennifer, who races against time to stop Leslie from turning into an animal for good. Was this a first time for yourself?
No, this was one that my local video shop, let's pour one out for local video shops, and Blackadder Video, bless them, rest in peace, Blackadder Video. They had it in the kids section. I definitely saw it as a kid. I remember the cover very distinctly. I remember renting it. I remember my parents letting me watch it. I remember I had some questions because there was some stuff in there that was probably going well over my young 10-year-old head. And my pornography collection was not as advanced as it later grew to be. So there was definitely some stuff in there I learned and maybe messed me up for life as well.
We've reviewed quite a few films actually that have been PG, and whether it's just that time, the 80s, or a particular region of the world where the films be made, but they seem to really be okay with exposing kids to some quite crude and quite rude scenes. So this definitely had its share of rude and crude scenes. So I think if I was to watch this with my boy, I'd probably be mightily uncomfortable. I would probably have to stop watching it because there were some quite raunchy moments through the film.
Yeah, I'm guessing a young
how did you feel
Tarantino might have watched this film, and that might have started his foot fetish stuff going on in there.
When I was starting to watch, I thought, oh God, is it going to be really shit? Is it not going to be even funny? It's so poor. But then I started to get into it, and then I started to really enjoy it, and I realized that they're just having a lot of fun with this film. Like you could tell with some of these small bit characters within the film you see really fun, like the kinky neighbors, like the reporter at the end, some really good fun characters, and the whole idea of this mundane living housewife with no excitement, her husband doesn't even acknowledge her, suddenly what is the most, radical but coolest way to twist and change the life of this mundane housewife than to transform her into a werewolf, this raw eating, frisky werewolf. So I ended up quite enjoying it towards the end, to be honest. And I could see how people watching it, back in the early 90s would have put this as one of their classics, It's not the best film ever. There's some flaws with it. But I think they just had a lot of fun with this film, and it was quite enjoyable. I did laugh a few times, which that is a good sign for a comedy.
I think I had the opposite journey, mate. I think because I had a certain amount of fondness for it, not that I remembered a lot about it, to be honest. I think I went in loving the first bit and being all excited, and then I felt it kind of tapered out a bit. And then when it wrapped up, I was kind of back on board. So if anything, I had the opposite journey, probably thanks to the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
As you said, like, awesome seeing John Saxon in anything. I kind of felt like, at the beginning he was having lots of fun. At the end he was having lots of fun. But that middle section, I needed more Saxon. There wasn't enough Saxon going on, And I kind of felt that. What was the lead actress called again? What was the mum? What was her name?
Suzanne Blakely. Yeah. Oh, Leslie.
Yeah, she was good, but I don't think strong enough to kind of carry the film. And I think absolutely, like you were saying about all these wacky kind of supporting characters did help, kind of like pick the movie up through it. I love the dad character, John Shuck,
yeah,
something along those lines.
Yeah,
who I remember playing like Herman Munster in like the 80s Munsters reboot and all of that stuff. So it was great seeing him.
Yeah.
Dug it as a werewolf movie metaphor for the menopause.
Some of these scenes were almost airplane-esque, you know what I mean? Like, I love the report at the end where she keeps interrupting everybody when she's, but then she claims that nobody's speaking to her. It's like, it's so stupid, but it kind of worked, And those kinky neighbors, we get hit over the trunk. She's like, ooh, it's very stupid, but it just made me chuckle. I enjoyed John Saxon as I enjoyed John Saxon in most films, but I kind of liked, it's quite refreshing to see him in a comedy, just being, this charming, mysterious, kind of dark, werewolf man thing. And the bit where she's like shaving her legs in the bathroom when she's just, it's just, they're clearly filming that going, this is ridiculous, but I think it's going to get some laughs. So as a comedy horror, I think it kind of worked. Again, it's got its flaws, like you said, I think Susan and that John Shuck, they're mainly TV background. So to be, leads in a feature film might have been a bit too much for them. But I think they've done a decent job. And like you said, there was a lot of good support for them. And I think because he was such a fun role, I think that helped as well. You didn't have to really rely on some heavy lifting in terms of acting and plots and narratives and stuff. He was just, balls to the wall, crazy, terrible werewolf costumes. But again, I think that just added to the charm of the film. So I didn't let it get me down whilst I was watching it. It was like I said. So I think because I had no expectations, you could tell by the title it's not going to be a film with a lot of depth. But you just hoped it wasn't going to be so ridiculous. It wasn't even funny. But thankfully for me, it did kind of get a bit better and improve. And towards the end, I was like, yeah, this is really good. I enjoyed it.
Cool beans. Okay, then, Jim. So who do you think should be putting this bad boy out on Blu-ray first?
I've gone for 88 films. They got a lot of variety. And this is, I think you could, put it there. Maybe they could do a little piece on it, So Eureka Entertainment as well. They got a lot of good horror films on there, so it might fit there. Films like Fright Night and the such, which I kind of use that as my films I would suggest after watching this. And I've gone for Arrow as well. Arrow, perhaps put it out there. I think it's a film that needs a bit of a kick up the bum, and it needs a bit of a restoration and a bit of bigging up. I think so. Perhaps some of the big guns could do that as well. So
Cool. All righty. Yeah, I also went with 88 films. I think that's it's the right kind of time period for them. It's obscure enough. They've done some horror comedy kind of stuff in the past as well. So good call with that. And I also went with Shout Factory again because the time period felt kind of right.
Yeah.
And like that TV movie kind of feel to it as well. I thought that was right up Shout Factory's. Ali, people have sat down, they've watched the movie, they still want to watch something else. It's early. I'm not going to bed yet. What should be the film they put on next?
I kind of like the John Saxon. If you enjoy the John Saxon role, I think you might see something similar in Fright Night with Jerry Dandridge. I think he had that Jerry Dandridge kind of feel to the part.
Nice.
Obvious is Teen Wolf, you could say, comedy werewolf. I did find another one, and I watched Full Moon High by Larry Cohen, starring Adam Arkin. This is 1981. This is before Teen Wolf. Very similar in the humor, very airplane-esque as well, very slapstick. Not to be believed as any real kind of horror film, but that was good fun. So Full Moon High as well. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I also had Teen Wolf, but we'll park that. Also,
it's an obvious one, isn't it?
Yeah, in the teen monster kind of genre, there's Teen Witch, which also has the daughter from My Mum's a Werewolf in a supporting role. Teen Vamp, which again was one of those ones that was marketed to kids, and you kind of watch now and you're like, yeah, that should not be marketed as a kids film. My Stepmother's an Alien with Kim Basinger and Dan Aykroyd. Do you remember that one, man?
Yeah. Good one.
Again, Mother, Stepmother, evil, turning into monster kind of thing. Wicked Stepmother with Betty Davis as well. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I think that was a Larry Cohen production as well, actually. And then going in a werewolf kind of vibe, the Ginger Snaps. So if My Mum's a werewolf is werewolf lycanthropy as the menopause, then this is werewolf as puberty. So fill your boots. Awesome. Okay, awesome. So guys, let us know if you've seen My Mum's a Werewolf in the show notes below. Do you remember it from your VHS days as fondly as I do, or have you only caught up with it recently? What did you think? Did you agree with what we were with our take on the film? Also, are there any other films that you think we might enjoy watching, whether related to My Mum's a Werewolf or just random shit that you found? Let us know in the comments. And Jim, what else can they do?
So if you like this video, then hit that like button. If you've been enjoying the Mad Science content, then why not subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook. If you have any comments or suggestions, then leave those in the comment section down below. Thank you and goodbye. Au revoir.
Bye.